Hey everybody, today we thought we would get back with you and share you a update on our Lectric XP electric bikes. We've had them for about a month now and about 50 miles of use. So today we're going to give you our experience and what we think. Hey, welcome back to Mountain Beaches. I'm Norm, and we're living our dream to discover new adventures because tomorrow is never promised, so we're living for today. And in this video, we're going to share with you our thoughts after a couple of weeks of using our Lectric XP bikes. We've actually had them for about a month now, and we've put about 50 miles on them. And so now we're going to share with you those things that we like and maybe some things we don't like quite as much. We're going to give you a review after having it for a while. We bought two of the Lectric XP bikes after seeing several reviews from other riders, and we just kind of really fell in love with them. And so today I want to just kind of go over some things with you, tell you our experience, and help you to make an informed decision yourself. Let's start with the handlebars. The handlebars aren't bad in and of themselves, but they could be a little bit more comfortable. They don't have a lot of room from side to side, and because of the angle that they have in here, it's really not a good handlebar for adding accessories. If you wanted to add your, maybe your cell phone, a cell phone holder, or some other accessories, probably have to attach a bar, an extender bar, accessory bar, put out there. So this little angle here, raises the handlebar up a little bit, which is nice, but it takes away from usable space here for attaching accessories. Come over to the grip. The grip is another area that, again, it's not a bad grip, but it's not a great grip either. After riding for a while, my hands tend to get a little tired on these grips, and maybe it's because they're a little bit narrow. The brakes are comfortable and they work well. They're mechanical brakes down to a disc on the rim. So the brakes are nice, but they squeak. Most people have reported a squeaking on the brakes, and we've experienced that as well. On the right side of the handlebar, you'll find the accelerator right here. The accelerator similar to a motorcycle accelerator. And if you have your bike in pedal assist 1 through 5, if you're not pedaling, you can turn the accelerator and it'll just go like a motorcycle would. And I really like that feature. It's very easy to use with your whole hand on the grip. You just kind of hold on to this inner portion and you can easily use the accelerator feature on this. Next to that, here are the gears for the Shimano 7-speed gear system, and that's just pretty typical. It's a nice gear system. It's not one of the best, but it works very adequately, and we have not experienced any problems at all with it. The LED control panel, or LCD control panel, works very well, and I really like that feature. Very nice. Coming around to the frame itself, as we look at the frame, the welds on this appear to be done very nicely. I have not seen any problems at all with the welds, and so I'm very confident that this bike is going to hold up. The folding mechanism here in the middle works extremely well as well, and I'm really pleased with that. I like the handle that they give you right here because that is really helpful when you're maneuvering the bike when it's folded up. Also, while it's folded up, it has this guard down here so that when both wheels are folded back together, it can stand up and lean onto this, so you're not putting the sprocket there on the ground. We come forward and we look at the fenders. The fenders are nice. They're a metal fender, and I've heard others when they got theirs that these were loose. Ours came and they were just fine. Not a problem at all with the fenders. Very nice. If we take a look down here at the disc brakes again, they work very well. Very pleased with those, other than the squeak. Everybody seems to be reporting a squeak. Not sure why, but these brakes seem to have a squeak. They're disc brakes, both front and rear. The tire is a 4-inch and it has knobs on it, which gives you some good traction when you're off-road riding. And we've done a fair amount of that, and these tires have worked really well. They're a brand I've never heard of before. CST BFT. They're a 20x4, so they're a 4-inch wide tire, and that gives you good grip for riding in dirt and rocks. And the other thing about these tires is you can adjust the air pressure, maybe let a little air out if you need a little bit of a softer ride. The forks, they seem to be very strong. They're a metal. I don't think they're aluminum, but they're a little bit stiff. I would have liked in a bike like this to have seen some sort of shock absorbing mechanism, maybe on the front forks, maybe on the back. But it doesn't have anything like that, and so you can get a little bit of a rough ride out of this bike, especially when you go off-road. Again, looking at the frame, it's very sturdy, it's very strong, and it looks really nice. It's one of the things that attracted us to these bikes is just the overall look. If you come down here to the front sprocket, it has a guard on it, a pant guard, protect you from getting your pant caught in the sprocket. This guard, it's just plastic, but it's probably good enough and shouldn't be a problem. The locking mechanism, or I should say the folding mechanism, it's really simple to do. It's got this little clip here. You slide that up, and then you pull this, and then it folds in half. And I can't really show that to you with one hand. Let me see if I can put the camera down. Okay, once you've got this unhooked here, it's always good to grab the bike by the handle and kind of lift up, and then you can see it just kind of folds, and it'll fold all the way, although I'm in the way right here, but and then to put it back, it's just that simple. And now it's locked in place, and it's very secure. I have no worries whatsoever about riding this bike and having a problem with this bike in the folding section coming apart. It is very secure. Same with the handlebar. It has a similar mechanism here, and then the handlebar folds down for travel or storage or whatever you might need. Come back up here to the front, to the handlebars. The adjustment of these, it's very, very easy. I'm very pleased with how easy this is to adjust. One-handed here, maybe a little bit harder, but you just pull this out. This is tight. Okay, so there, and then this just slides up and down. It's really easy to do, and I think that's a good mechanism. This part here is the folding of the handlebars. That mechanism works really well. It just has this little latch in place right here. You slide one end out, you fold this down, and then the whole handlebar folds down. The seat bar is the same way. It's this quick release mechanism, and then the seat has quite a bit of room to adjust for various heights. This is Kim's bike, and so hers is adjusted a little bit lower, and you can see over here on my bike I have my seat quite high. I'm 6'2", about 200 pounds, and this bike works really well for me and for Kim. Kim's 5'5", so there's a height difference between the two of us, and the bike accommodates us both. So coming back to Kim's bike over here, if we take a look at the seat, the seat is, it's a good seat. It's not the best. Short rides, you're going to be just fine with this. If you try and go on a really long ride, 30 miles or so, 40, 50, you're going to get a little tired of this seat. And you can do an aftermarket change on this. We have not done that and probably won't. We don't tend to take real long rides, so the seat seems to be comfortable enough for us. I like the feel of the, it's probably not leather, but it's a soft feel to it, and it's nice. Coming back to the rear fender, that also is on our bikes very solid. Again, others I've heard have had problems with it being loose through shipment. Ours is very nice. Let's look here at the panniers. This came as a free add-on when we purchased ours. I think we had a coupon code or something at the time. It was a special they were offering for when they were just brand new. And it's an okay pannier. It works. It gets a little bit in the way, and it's a little bit hard to deal with. And again, that's another aftermarket thing that you can do and get something that maybe works a little bit better. It'd be nice if there was a way to remove this from the bike easily, and you can't. The rack on these is also nice. Let's come over to my bike. I don't have the panniers installed on mine. And let me show you the rack itself. It's a nice rack. It has a solid spring. Really good. I like how they did that. If you look out back here on the back, it's a little bit dark, but there's the light. I would have liked it if this light had an option for blinking, and it doesn't. So that would have been something that would have been better. Allow that light to blink. Most of the bike lights that you put on, the rear light does have 3 or 4 different blink settings. So long as we're talking about lights, here is the front light. And these both lights are run off of the battery, which is stored inside this part of the bike. The front headlight seems a little bit low, and it's also kind of small. I think they could have done better on the front light. It's got a tiny little reflector here. I'm not a big fan of the lighting on the bike. Could have and should have been done better. As we continue to look at all the cables and wires, they're all wrapped very nicely. They're connected and held together and tied together. It's very clean, very nice, and I like how they did that. Kickstand here is in the back, and it's in a good place. It's kind of out of the way, and it works, and it holds the bike up nicely. Again, you can see on my bike the length of that seat rod, and it could go up even higher. Overall, the bike is well built, especially for the price. We paid about $900. I think they're about $1,000 now, and I think for the money, it's money well spent. Back here in the far back, this is on the hub of the rear wheel. That is where the 500 watt motor is inside there. You can see the gears here, and then down in here is the derailleur, and it's a okay derailleur. Again, that's something that you can switch and put something different on if you want a little bit nicer, higher end. For us, it works really well. No problems. The crash guard on my bike was bent all the way in and pushing the derailleur in. My bike was damaged in shipment, and this really took a big hit, and they need to do a better job of protecting this area. I know that's what this crash guard is for protecting the derailleur, but you know, when the box gets dropped and the crash guard gets bent all in there, then it's kind of defeating the purpose. They need to protect this better, and I hope they do that in future versions. Another thing I'm not a big fan of is operation of the bike as far as requiring a key. You can see down here this key. You have to have the key in, kind of like an ignition, and it's just awkward to get to. It's underneath the bike, and I have to get down and kind of hands and knees and look underneath to see where to insert it, because you also can see these wires are kind of in the way as well. So it's a little bit difficult. You have to have that in. and then it comes out, and then there's one other setting, push in and turn all the way, and that unlocks the battery, and then you can pull when the bike is folded, you can pull the battery out. And I like that feature because then you can store it. You can take it inside when the weather gets cold. With the key, that's a little bit of a difficult and awkward thing for many people. All right, so let's go ahead and put the key into Kim's bike, see how we can do it here. See, I'm having a hard time even seeing where it goes. See what I mean? Okay, there it is, but now the wires are in the way. Okay. All right, so now it's in. And Kim hasn't ridden her bike as much. I think it still has a charge. Let's turn it on. You push this button over here on the left, and on goes the controls. Yeah, Kim only has 15 miles on her bike. I've ridden a lot more than she has. But the readout, it's very simple. You can see your energy bar at the top here, and that basically is your battery meter, your speedometer, your PAS, and that stands for pedal assist mode. And then if it's in 0 like it is now, then it's just a regular bicycle. You can increase that to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that just indicates the amount of additional battery assist and motor assist that you're going to get from this. When we're riding, we are most of the time in 1 or 2. Sometimes we'll be up in 3, and you know, we try and not go too fast. We might get up to 15. I think once I got up to 20. Then you have your odometer, and then you can also change, and you can do a trip odometer of the battery. Oh, that's current on how much your battery is drawing. That is the command center for the bike. I did show you over here. This is the increasing the pedal assist, and then the down button is lowering the pedal assist. It's good to start off in pedal assist 0, so that the motor is not going to kick on at all, and you don't have to worry about it, because once you pedal once or twice around, then it kind of gives you a little bit of a thrust and a little bit of a kickstart. Occasionally I will start off with pedal assist 1 if I might be on a hill and I just want to maybe utilize the throttle to get going. So different methods of using the bike. Overall, we are very, very pleased. I think we would both give it a thumbs up. So from the two of us, we're giving 2 thumbs up on these bikes. They come in your choice of white or black. We got one of each. Kim chose the white and I chose the black. And they are just a fun bike. We have ridden them both in town, on rural roads. We've ridden them up in the country, on dirt gravel roads. We've ridden them on trails, uphill, downhill. It has handled every situation we have thrown at it, and has performed remarkably. Very pleased, very excited to own these bikes and continue using them, and to share more about them as the days go on. I'm going to put a link below to our other video, our first video we did on these bikes when we first got them, and our first initial impression. You can go take a look at that. I'm going to give you some shots of riding the bike. If you found this video of use, give us some comments below of what your thoughts are. If you've got an XP, this seems to be a really popular bike and a lot of people have them now. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. And if you really like the video, we'd really love to have you join our community and become a member of our mountain beaches. It's free. Just click that subscribe button, ring the bell so you're notified next time we release a video, which is every Friday at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. We'll catch you in the next video.